I'm Jody.
Oh, and I'm Alison.
Let's try that again. I didn't know what order would be.
I forgot about that part.
Hi, I'm Jody.
And I'm Alison.
And I'm Beth.
And you're listening to the Blume Saloon.
It's a Jody Blume
Book Club.
Club.
Oh, that was pretty good.
I think that's as good as we're going to get. And we could keep going all day.
Low expectations. What's the phrase? Like, low expectations leads to satisfaction. I think I just made that up. I think
It's true, though.
Yeah.
Under promise, over deliver.
Yes, that is what it is.
Well, that's like every episode.
Yeah. Well, welcome back,
So
Alison.
welcome back.
Hi.
So nice to have you here back.
It's so nice. I got really kind of like when I saw the setup
Aww.
and walked in and it sat down and I could lean forward.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
so
That's
nice.
so different when you can actually put your face into the mic instead of having to bring the mic to you.
I am so much more comfortable. It's gonna be great. Like, I just feel like my the quality is just gonna go through the roof now
Okay.
that I can function like a normal human being.
But you got to remember, under promise.
Oh, right.
You can't.
Always under promise.
I think things are gonna be fine.
And Poe is here too.
Yeah, we have a special guest, little angel baby.
Aw, a literal angel baby. Your very own angel baby.
Literal.
Oh, God. Let's hope he does not turn out like...
Like Angel Face?
Yeah.
No. Angel Face, Joel Huber. Tell us a little bit about, your life as a new mom. How's the past 4 weeks been?
Like a blur
Yeah.
of changing diapers and trying to fit naps in. I feel like I have a really magical ability to fall asleep as soon as I
so
put
key.
my mind to it. So I'm just just go for it. I just close my eyes and I'm asleep. Because,
So jealous.
As I
Yeah.
can get in as much as possible, which is like 4 hours,
Yeah.
That's like a mom superpower. Like, it really, really is.
to just be able to fall right asleep.
Yes, I did not get that, but I know that it's definitely a mom superpower.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. He's a good little dude.
Mm-hmm.
I really like him.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Turns out he came out all right. I get like one thing accomplished every day and I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
I filled out my DMV driver's license renewal form today.
It's that whole low expectation thing.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
And so that's where I'm at right now, where I'm like, oh my God, the baby's asleep. What can I do?
Right.
Like in this maybe 15 minutes, maybe 2 hours. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, he's alive and healthy every day, so you got it.
That's what I'm really into. Turns out breastfeeding is horrible.
Yeah, it is.
I'm going to tell everyone that because nobody tells you that, and it's not fun. I mean, it's really lovely, like when it works right.
Yeah, so sweet.
Yeah, and so now that he is gaining weight and doing good.
You're not so stressed about, oh my God, is he getting his nutrients?
Yeah,
Is he-
there hasn't been a meltdown for a little while.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's so great. I feel like new moms should just automatically have a therapist set up for them, whether or not they think they need it.
I wish I would have, and I did not, and that
I
was
completely
terrible.
agree. Because and she tells me, oh, well, if you feel this way, do something about it. If you feel like you need to have a doctor's appointment, call the doctor and set up an appointment. I'm like, oh yeah,
I can do that.
I can do that. I don't have to just be like, oh, I don't know. We talked to the advice nurse and she wasn't sure. And
Google everything and then get
it's such a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
It's so nice to be like, oh, the belly button fell off and it looked really weird, but I guess it's normal. And then you're also like, oh my God, he should be pooping 8 times a day, and he's not.
Wait, let's go back to this belly button. What's the scoop? I don't know anything about. I thought they snipped it and it was maybe just a little scab.
No,
and
it's a
It's
couple
like-
inches.
It's like a thing. Well, and it kind of shrinks and changes every day.
Yeah, it's like a
very
little
weird.
black shriveled thing before it falls off. You have to
Yeah.
take care of it so it doesn't get an infection.
Why does my belly button feel really weird right now?
Because it's such a weird thing.
Yeah, super weird.
Yeah.
And is that why some people have an outie? Is because it was
Yeah, it's
tied
just
in
how
a
it
different
heals.
way, or he?
Yeah, the way it was snipped.
Do either of you have an outie?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
I kind of like them.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought Finn was going to have an
press it.
Audi, but it smoothed out. So it's just kind of one of those like perfect belly buttons.
Were you
it's
thankful?
like flat. I was thankful.
Yeah, he's just got like a little like slit now.
Like stick a quarter in.
Kinda, yeah. Turn him on, he starts like.
I have a super deep belly button when I was in high school. My brother and I both have them, and we could like stick almost an entire chapstick into our belly buttons.
I could, yeah. Mine is, especially post pregnancy, if it's like even deeper.
Oh yeah. Post pregnancy and like being fat now, I definitely is super deep. But even when I was like a skinny little 15-year-old, it was freakishly deep.
Same.
That's amazing.
Oh, yeah. Oh my god, this is like totally off subject, but kind of not. I watched this video the other day of this man who's a 35-year-old virgin, and he was just talking about what it's like and how he wants to have dates sometimes, and he invites this girl down to his like basement bedroom at his parents' house, and he like literally had jars of belly button lint. He like filled all those stereotypes, and you're just like, well, yeah, like there are reasons you're a virgin.
Wow, jars of belly button lint.
It was foul.
Some people are obsessed with their own body bits. You know what I mean? Like when
Like their fingernail clippings.
Yes, I worked at this small little boutique fancy design firm in Houston for a few years, and I inherited my boss's desk after they moved. They had like a satellite office, so I took his desk, and I was so excited. It was a fancy one with a nice chair and everything, and I opened the drawer, and inside was a big pile of fingernail clippings.
Oh.
Oh my god.
I inherited his computer too, and the keyboard was full of like orange Cheetos, Cheeto dust, Cheeto droppings.
At my job in college, every 6 months, we would take all the keyboards from the entire campus and have to take them apart to clean them.
Mm-hmm.
That was foul.
I had a job doing that at my
So
old high
foul.
school after I graduated.
Torture.
Yeah, it was terrible. Our boss knew it was terrible, so he'd buy a ton of beer, and we'd all just sit together and get smashed and clean out like, so foul what's inside those keyboards. Like,
Yeah. Especially at a communal
Yes.
kind of
Yes.
computer lab.
yeah, college students, like dirty, gross college students.
Two different guys I worked with both said that when they were kids, they were little boys, they had a stash like behind the couch or like some like in a corner where they would put all their boogers.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And I was just like, this just happens? This is like you did not know each other as children, and like this is a thing you did.
Oh, I know a couple
yeah.
of people who had the booger like on the side, maybe like by the bedstand,
Right.
or yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, and one of the guys was like, and when my mom found it, it was like one of the most humiliating days of my life. Like I've never felt like I disappointed her so much as when she found my booger stash.
It's kind of like Tony Miglione, how he's had his wet dream. He doesn't know what to do with his sheets.
crusty
so
sheets.
he does his whole like, let's just put a wet washcloth in there and no one will ever know.
It's just wet.
It's just, what are kids thinking when they decide to smear that first booger on that wall? Do they think no one's ever gonna find that?
Oh, that reminds me, Jody, when I was trying to pick drawer pulls for my kitchen, and you pointed out that if they were like the
I know
cup
what you're gonna say. I
kind,
know what
that
you're gonna
people could put boogers inside them, and I now whenever I'm at someone's house, if they have those, I'm like, what if someone wiped a booger?
Wait,
in there?
I don't think I said specifically boogers, but
think
it's like
stuff.
it's like food bits.
No,
Yeah.
I have in my kitchen island. They have those, and I'm always like cleaning underneath.
Oh,
I really hate
that's
it.
my one weird.
I think we might have talked
thing
about
is
Finn maybe
food
wiping
bits.
boogers when he was older.
I mean, they're definitely like food bits and boogers. They're in the same category. Are you guys ready for a quiz?
I'm ready.
Yep.
I think we need to figure out what your individual buzzers will be.
Okay. Oh, hoo-hoo! That's gonna be mine.
Okay, that's a really good one.
Hoo-hoo!
Bzz.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
Aggressive.
They're distinct.
So, you guys, we found a really great quiz about 1971, which is the year of Tony Miglione, the year of Then Again, Maybe I Won't. This is a 1971 pop quiz from pbs.org.
Oh, then it's super legit.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to be so bad at this. Let me tell you, this is my worst category in Trivial Pursuit.
70s?
Well, just the kind of pop past stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
We always had this version of Trivial Pursuit from like straight up 1975. So whenever we
Really
would try to
hard.
play, it was so outdated. And I think it was English too. So all these like 1970 British references. I still have no
Just
idea.
all Monty Python.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, my parents' one was really old, so it was. I think that's still the one that I actually have at my house now.
All right. Number 1. Three Dog Night's Joy to the World was number 1 on Billboard's year-end Hot Singles chart in 1971. From that song, who is Jeremiah? Beth, that was your buzz.
It's a bullfrog.
Yes, you got it. And then PBS also gives you a little follow-up info. The song was actually written by Hoyt Axton. The original line was supposedly Jeremiah was a prophet, but the band wanted something sillier.
Definitely sillier.
I think that song just came on something I was listening to, and Sam and I were talking about it. It's pretty dumb.
It's really dumb. All right, question number 2.
Okay.
Who was Nixon's vice president in 1971? Lyndon Johnson, John Connolly, Spiro Agnew, Gerald Ford.
Woo!
Alison.
Gerald Ford?
Nope, it is incorrect. Nixon and Agnew's relationship had deteriorated by that point, however. I did because of Leisure Suit Larry.
Yeah. That's why I knew it too, that game.
Oh, that's funny.
When you used to start the game, it would try to make sure you were over 18 or over 21. So it would ask you all these questions that only someone born in whatever year would know these questions. And so we would memorize the answers so we could log into the game. And so we're always like, do you remember any of the other questions?
I feel like that's the only one I remember, but right when you read that question, I knew it and I knew why.
That's hilarious.
There was like some pop culture ones about like, who was the Marlboro Man, that kind of stuff. And we all had them all written down in the back of our notebook.
We would always just go ask one of our parents and they just were like, oh, whatever.
I'm like, it's for homework.
What is Leisure Suit Larry?
It's such a dumb video game.
It's a really pervy, like 8-bit kind of role-playing game. You play this
Leisure Suit Larry.
You play, and all he wants to do is get laid.
Yep.
Wow. We played it on our laptops at my all-girls school in Australia in 8th grade.
Oh my gosh! This is a thing I don't know, but now I'm like gonna become obsessed with Leisure Suit Larry. I want to learn everything.
I think you can. It's amazing. It's definitely like a cultural phenomenon of the early '90s, late '80s, I would say, and you can get like a, what is it called when they kind of port it into
like
a
an
browser?
Emulator.
Yeah. I think you can play them online.
I'm sure you can.
All right, so we're still at 1-0, Beth. Okay, number 3. What 1971 film won Best Picture at the Academy Awards? Fiddler on the Roof, French Connection, Clockwork Orange, or Straw Dogs?
I have no idea.
Alison?
French Connection?
Yes, you're correct.
Nice one.
Okay, it's 1-1, tie. Number 4. The 26th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution was ratified in 1971, which did what? Gave bears the right to arms, prohibited the denial of the right to vote based on race, color, or previous condition of servitude, lowered the voting age to 18.
18. So,
Yes, Beth?
lowered the voting age to 18.
You are correct.
Though I think you might have misread the first one. Did it really say give bears the right to arms?
Yes, it does say that.
They're being silly.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog.
Yeah, exactly.
Prior to the 26th Amendment, the voting age was 21.
You know why I knew that? Is because you guys used that as a fact at some point
Oh.
in an old episode.
Oh, how quickly we forget.
That's the only reason I knew it.
Well,
All right, number 5. This long-running sitcom would debut in 1971, a show famous for breaking ground as a rare, risk-taking, socially conscious comedy. All in the Family, The Jeffersons, Gomer Pyle, or The Mary Tyler Moore Show?
woohoo.
Allison.
Mary Tyler Moore.
Incorrect. I'm sorry.
Ah!
In its 8 seasons, All in the Family would win 4 Emmys for Outstanding Series. And Mary Tyler Moore Show, by the way, it says, debuted a year earlier.
And that poor grandma.
All right, number 6. Who won the 1971 Super Bowl for the 1970 season? The Baltimore Colts, Green Bay Packers, San Francisco 49ers. Colts, Allison?
49ers?
I'm sorry, that is incorrect.
The Packers.
It was called the Blunder Bowl or the Stupor Bowl because it was filled with poor play, penalties, turnovers, and officiating miscues. But blah, blah, blah. It was the Colts. They beat the Cowboys 16-13.
I mean, there's no way I was
Yeah.
ever going to know that.
Okay, this is number 7. True or false? There was no Pulitzer Prize for fiction awarded in 1971.
Bzz.
Beth,
True.
you are correct.
Yeah, I feel like it was obscure enough a question that it just
Obvious.
happened. Yeah.
Long story short, the board rejected all 3 nominees and opted for no award, which has happened 11 times in the award's 100-year
Wow.
history. That is a low blow.
Yeah.
They're like, none of you guys. Rude. All right, next
You all
question.
suck.
Yeah. Number 8. In 1971, military general Idi Amin led a coup.
A coup.
In 1971, military general Idi Amin led a coup and would end up leading this African country as a dictatorship for the next 8 years. Zaire, Uganda, South Africa, or Botswana?
It's just none of the things that I thought. I thought I knew it.
What do you think it was?
Zaire.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect.
Botswana.
It was Uganda.
Ah! I know the name.
That's more than I had. I that didn't ring a bell for me. Okay, number 9. Which one of these shows was not part of ABC's Friday night lineup in 1971? The Brady Bunch, Partridge Family, Me and the Chimp, and Room 222.
Bzz.
Beth,
Room 222.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
The chimp?
Let's see. The Bradys and the Partridges shared a block with Room 222, Odd Couple, and Love American Style on Fridays. Me and the Chimp was an actual show co-created by Gary Marshall that aired on CBS, blah, blah, blah. And it was terrible. I love PBS. Okay, next question. This is number 10 out of 11, second to last question. This actual family had 4 hit singles on the Billboard Top 100 for 1971. Gladys Knight and the Pips, the Osmonds, Isley Brothers, or the Partridge Family.
Woo! Woo!
What is that I hear? An exotic bird?
An excited owl.
Yes, Allison.
Osmonds.
Our favorite, and you're correct.
I knew it. Hate them.
Although the Partridge Family had 2 hit singles that year, they were not actually related. Oh, yeah, that's right. Trick question. Okay, this is the last one. Along with the revelations in the media, PA FBI office files, 1971 also saw the discovery and release of the Pentagon Papers. We talked a little bit about this. What did they reveal? Proof the U.S. government was hiding aliens in Area 51, that the U.S. government had lied about the reasons for fighting the Vietnam War, that the U.S. government was hiding Nazi war criminals, that the military was covering up sex abuse scandals.
I already forgot what the first option was. I have no idea. anything.
Proof that the U.S. government was hiding aliens in 51, Area
Definitely
51.
Not that.
It's definitely an alien.
Is that your answer?
Wait, what was the second option?
The U.S. government had lied about the reasons for fighting the Vietnam War.
I'm gonna say that one.
You're right. And that leads into the reason KQED has done this quiz is because it's promoting the film or the documentary 1971, which is so good, by the way. I watched it a couple weeks
Ooh.
ago. It's all
Oh.
about the Pentagon Papers, like COINTELPRO, like all that.
Gotta watch
Not
it.
cool stuff. It's cool to learn about it.
What a time.
What a time. All right. Did you guys keep track of your scores?
I think I had like 2.
Yeah, neither of us did especially well. I think I had like 3. I think
It's
we're
a
pretty-
tie.
Oh, it's a tie!
And guess what you both get because it's a tie. Hold on, let me get it. I have a surprise.
Prize.
Oh my gosh.
Very limited edition Blume t-shirt.
They're beautiful. Wow.
Did you make these?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Color. How'd you do it?
So beautiful.
My mom's in town and she wanted to take a screen printing course. So we went yesterday, or no, was it the day before? Whatever. We went to this little studio Grease Diner, it's called, in Oakland. And the sweet guy, John, gave us a private lesson, and we screen printed some stuff. And
Awesome.
Yeah,
I want to go.
Yeah.
Screen printing
Yeah.
is so fun. At my brother's college, you could take it as an art class. And once you did that, you had access to the screen printing room. So we would get some drinks, go make some screen prints. It was awesome.
It's so satisfying when
Yeah,
you use a
I haven't done it since
squeegee and you're
college.
like, you just pull it towards
Yeah.
you. And so that one was done with the split fountain technique. It's basically just smearing 2 different colors on it. And
Beautiful.
So beautiful.
hey, Beth,
Yeah, Jody?
you have some odds and ends for us, don't you?
I do. I have little
Sorry.
little neurology information. It was because in my 7-Eleven accident, I said I only had visual memories, but no audio memories. And we were wondering why that would be.
That's so wild.
Yeah. So I was doing research, and it turns out that your brain does not process audio memories very well. So we're much more likely to remember things that we have seen or felt. So just hearing things, you don't remember them nearly as well.
Interesting.
So
Smell
there's
too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smell is so kind of.
Yeah, they're all processed differently, and so it your way you make memories. If you make a memory from one, you will not necessarily. It's not like you remember a whole scene as it is. Your brain processes all the different parts separately. So if you're under stress, then your audio, since it's not very good to begin with, will probably not imprint into a memory.
Which makes so much sense why I don't remember anything I learned in math class.
Because they're just talking.
Yeah. But yeah, wow. So that makes a lot of sense why
Yeah,
you have very vivid visual memories of that crash.
but not any audio.
Did you hear that?
He did a woo.
He knows the answer.
Yeah, he's got the answer. But yeah, I think that's why I was always better at math. That was,
Visual.
yeah, but when you had to draw the formulas and stuff like that, because I could remember that rather than just like.
Your multiplication tables.
Oh, my multiplication tables were awful. You had to stay in during recess if you didn't know them all at like by the time you're supposed
Me too.
to. It's horrible.
Yeah,
I was
I don't
so
know.
bad at them, but I'm really good at math. But memorizing those, I just, yeah. But I had the best math teacher who would make us like write formulas, and we'd have to learn how to derive them by hand. So then I would remember them because I would remember.
Anything where I had to do work.
Yeah.
You know, my mom grew up in the era where you just had to recite, learn by rote. And so she's really good at her times tables only because she said, you'd be humiliated if you didn't know them.
See, I was never very good at, stuff where you had to memorize it. Like,
Except for like weird songs and poems.
well, songs, for sure.
Uh-huh.
I won't, but only bits and pieces. Like the nifty 50 United States.
Oh my God.
From the 13 original colonies.
Dude, can you guys do it?
I cannot.
I still can.
Alabama,
Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado,
Connecticut,
Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho,
Illinois,
Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York,
There.
North Carolina, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, West Virginia, Wisconsin, Wyoming. Oh my God!
Wow, that was
See, I
amazing.
really needed you for that, and there were some spots.
That was very good, though. You probably did better than you thought you would, right?
Yeah, and then there was one where it was all the capitals of Spanish-speaking countries.
Oh God!
But I always just remember Bogota, Colombia, Lima, Peru. But I only remember 2.
We never learned that one. That's good though.
That was it had like a funky beat.
Totally. Well, I used to have back to the times tables. My mom despairing for me ever to learn times tables bought me tables disco, and it was these cassette tapes, and it was to a Casio disco beat, and it was a British guy, so he's 4 4s all 16, 5 10s all 50. It's
I would love
bossa
to hear
nova
that.
beat.
Oh my God, that sounds so good.
6 8s are 48. 6 8s are 48. 7 8s are 56, 7 8s are 56, 8 8s are 64, 8 8s are 64, 9 8s are 72, 9 8s are 72, 10 8s are 80.
All right,
10
we have a
8s
letter
are 80.
on Aussie slang from Bronwyn, who has written us a letter before, so she is a repeat offender. Okay. Hi, ladies. First of all, I just want to express my sheer enjoyment and love of sharing my mornings with the Blume Saloon. Aww.
Thanks, Braun.
Week after week, the two of you make me laugh,
today.
reminisce, and wonder what the following week will be like. After being on vacation for a few weeks, I was finally getting caught up, and then my niece and nephew came to town, and alas, I have fallen behind again. So the last episode I listened to was the one requesting slang from other countries. I reached out to my Aussie friends, and they compiled a list that I had to send. Here you go. Okay, I'm going to read them, and then I'm going to have you guys guess what it might be, because she's got the translation. Okay, I rooted this chick.
I know that one.
Bird / Sheila last night.
I know that one. Yep.
Sorry,
I got it.
You slept with a girl?
Fuck yeah! Like my Australian friend loves them. People say root for the home team.
She was keen for the chop.
Like eager, like excited, eager.
She wanted to have sex.
Oh, yeah.
Eager to
Oh, the
have
whole
sex.
phrase. I see. I was just doing keen.
I went to Chow Town.
Chowtown. Is this another sex thing?
Yeah.
Oral
The
sex?
oral sex.
Yeah.
Chowtown. I feel like Americans might have said that.
Yeah.
Like some frat, sounds like a frat boy kind of thing.
Chuck a Yui.
Oh, do a U-turn. I still say that sometimes.
Chuck a Sicky.
That's throw up.
No, that's to skip work or call in sick.
Oh right, like
When you're
yeah.
not really sick.
Mm-hmm.
What are we playing hooky? That's what we call it.
I'm not here to fuck spiders.
I don't know that one.
I'm not here to fuck around or waste.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. I'm gonna
I like that
really
too.
I'm gonna start using that at work, like in business meetings.
Oh, I'm not here to fuck spiders.
I'm not here to fuck spiders. This one doesn't really have a translation, but I'm so hungry I could eat the crotch out of a rag doll.
Oh, I heard a variation of that, which is I'm so hungry I could eat the crotch off a low-flying duck. And when the guy said that, he was this Australian guy from like way in the outback with a super strong accent. I had to have him repeat it about 6 times before I could understand it.
It's such a complex. There's like so many levels.
Low-flying duck.
And so this one doesn't have a translation. Dry as a dead dingo's donger.
A dead dingo's donga.
Okay, and then these are just different slang words. We already talked about root. Dunny.
Toilet.
Bogan.
Yeah,
Big hick.
like
Redneck.
redneck.
Yeah, redneck. Yeah.
Posse or togs.
Bathing suit.
Yeah. Lollies.
Candies.
And so she says, I hope this is what you were looking for. It definitely was.
Yeah.
Love you ladies. Love always, Bronwyn.
Oh,
Thank
Bron.
you so much.
Such a good
It
one.
was so good. I was so glad to return to this.
Some of those, some I remember kind of alternate sayings for, and I jotted a few of them down. It was relevant at some point,
super
so I
long
wrote
time
this.
ago.
Yeah. Oh, because we were talking about the slang and whether or not people still said it because it was in the 90s. So I don't know if this is old school slang, but when I was there, dag meant dork. A singlet was like an undershirt. I guess we wore a lot of undershirts under our...
Your uniform?
Yeah. Oh, people would say, instead of saying like shit or crap, they'd say shivas. Like
I like that.
shivas. Yeah. To this day, because of the accent, I don't know if it's shivers like with an ER or if it's shivas with an A at the end.
I want to overhaul my vocabulary and incorporate all of this slang.
Now's the time.
Yeah, it is. I have a few months off work.
Yeah, exactly.
Come back with a whole like new set of cool phrases.
This is an alternate to Chuckasicki. We said wag. If you're going to skip class, you're wagging.
Oh.
Ace was cool.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I've heard that one. That was a good one.
Bathers for swimsuit. To make out with is to get on with.
Oh.
And then this is some funny school stuff. So instead of permission slip, you get an indemnity form.
Wow.
There was quite a learning curve when I was a new kid at the school.
At my work.
Yeah, very corporate.
Yeah, because, our clients are always wanting to do something that our lawyers tell us they shouldn't do. And so we're like, okay, we'll do it as long as you sign the indemnity form.
What are some examples? Like jump off buildings?
No, like use a red can as an example of like a cola.
Oh.
What was another one? Like use brand names.
I gotcha.
Like our lawyers were like, don't do it. Jump off a building.
I don't know.
Your clients want to jump off buildings? And we're like, yeah, you better not do that.
Excursion, that was a field trip.
Oh.
And then I remember getting made fun of because I said math, like going to math class, but they say maths.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Brits do that too.
Yeah. And then a period was a full stop because a period was like your menstruation. A full stop was at the end of a sentence.
Oh.
And this is all like stupid grammar stuff, but parentheses, they say brackets. And inverted commas instead of quotation marks.
What? I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
I don't like that at all.
I think those are British too.
They're up higher.
Yeah, I guess that's why they're inverted.
Oh.
That's a stupid
I
one.
was thinking it was because they're backwards.
Oh, that's what you would think, right? Like a mirror image.
But only one set of them is. But there's two of them.
Oh, it's so confused.
I don't like it. And brackets are different than parentheses.
Well, brackets are like the
hard ones.
I don't know what they say for those.
I didn't think I'd get so stressed out about those.
Are you still willing to change your whole vocabulary now?
Only some things.
Okay, you can pick and choose.
Only the good ones.
Only about fucking spiders.
Oh, I had a question for Alison about slang. We were talking last week about slang for weed, for marijuana. Oh, yeah. Did you have any special phrases for it from the areas you've lived?
No, like in Ohio, it was just weed. I mean, the thing that is crazy to me is that, you know, when I was in high school, it was like the worst thing people could do. It was just like so bad. And so it took me so long. I had to live here before I actually
started smoking.
Yeah. Actually, Facebook posted, like, you know, the memories. It posted a photo from the first night that I ever smoked weed.
Aw.
And it made me laugh so hard.
Will you post that?
Yeah, I should post it because I was just like, oh, wow. Like, I know that face. And I was like, you know what? That was the first time because I remembered I was wearing cowboy boots and we went to a party. And when I was walking to the party, I was like, clippy, clippy, clippy. Like, I thought that my boots and the way they felt was so funny.
Did you feel really like self-conscious of how loud your boots were?
Yeah, but then I went to the party and fell asleep on a beanbag. And then I went to like class the next week and this kid was like, hey, I saw you at that party. You were asleep. And I was like, yeah. And then that was like the rest of college.
That was like the start of your...
Asleep in a corner at a party.
Oh, that's awesome. And when the first time you smoked, did you get high?
Yeah.
So I didn't. I remember
did,
there was
too.
always the saying, like, you have to try it 3 times before you actually get high. Did you ever hear that?
Yeah, that's what everyone would
I
always
definitely
say.
would hear that from other people, but I was super stony the first time. Well, that's the thing is, like, I have a super high tolerance now.
You
and
do.
I'm very, like, I can function, like, who knows now at this point? It's been so long. But I could just, like, really function, like, on a normal basis. But it took me, like, a year or two of smoking to break through. Like, I would get so paranoid and so freaked out. And so that was like a lot of my early experiences where pot were me like either having a great time or like locked in a bathroom.
Yeah, I probably didn't smoke for like between college and maybe like 5 years ago. Just because I just didn't like how freaked out it made me feel.
Yeah.
And then I realized, oh, like you're a grown up now and like you can, I don't know, more control how much you're smoking.
But also I think it's just access to a lot better weed.
Yeah, way better weed, knowing the types that like work for you. And the last time that I freaked out was like I smoked and took a Zumba class and was like, this is a terrible idea.
Wait, I'm having memories of the story you told. You had a freak out moment and then you drove to a movie theater parking lot and just sat there for hours. What?
No, that was an edible. And I don't drive and take edibles or smoke weed anymore, but I had taken an edible and I drove and I had decided I was going to go to IKEA. And I was like, I'm
in Emeryville?
Jesus.
Yeah, I was like, this is the best idea. I'm going to IKEA. And I got to the parking lot and drove through it and was just like, nope. And then I think I drove to the movie theater and I was like, I'm going to go see a movie. And then I was like, nope. And I just like sat in the parking lot for like 2 hours.
Those are like your pre-mom adventures.
Pre-mom. That was probably like 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Like I say, my tolerance is very good now. And I'm just like, yeah, you know your limitations.
Yeah.
Like how you can function and how you can't function. And
Sam is so scared of edibles because of several incidents, but this one time that reminded me of this, we made these brownies in college and he'd eaten one And then right before he was going to leave for Blockbuster, we were like, oh, just so you know, those are really strong. So you better hurry and get us the movie at Blockbuster and come back before it hits you.
Stressful.
Yeah, so he said the whole time he was at Blockbuster, it was like a
ticking
race
time
against
bomb.
time.
Yeah.
When he got back, he indeed was he just laid on the floor pretty much drooling and like laying there.
Oh man.
That feeling.
Yeah,
I
now I just don't mess with edibles.
Right.
Like, well, like the little, like the cute little like espresso beans or the
Right.
chocolate covered blueberries, like the stuff that's like little, and you're like, oh, okay, if I have like one or two of those, I'll be fine. Anything else, I'm just like, you just don't know what's gonna happen.
Or if there's like a cookie that says it's supposed to be 3 doses, like in one cookie, that just seems dangerous.
Yeah.
Tyler gets these big blocks of brownie and you're supposed to break off one and that's 1 dose, but he'll eat 5 and I'll be like, don't do it because I know how that would make me feel, and I just, all you want to do is be taken to the hospital to get your stomach pumped. Even though that never happens, but that's always the fear. And I'm like, I don't want to have to take you to the hospital, and he just gulps it all down and he's fine.
Oh my god, many years ago there was this Chex Mix I used to get.
Oh yeah.
And it was like such a horrible thing because it tasted so good. And then you'd like get the munchies and be like, I need more Chex Mix. So I took it to a movie.
Oh no.
And you just eat the whole time. And it was 127 hours or whatever the movie is that James Franco cuts his arm off with a pen.
Jesus.
And I like fell asleep and woke up and he's like cutting his arm off. And I was just like, what have I done?
I'm such a mom. Whenever in the past I have made pot food, I always make a second of the same thing without any pot in it. And then I hide from everybody. I will hide the initial pot food so that they will not eat more.
That's good.
And then I give them
smart.
I like your
It's such a mom thing though.
But that's what you're so good at, that kind of stuff. And I know we've talked about this before, like you saying, hey, if anyone wants to trip, come to my place. I will be, the babysitter. I love that. Nice to know that's that's an option.
Always.
All right, that's what we've got for this episode of Odds and Ends.
Woo woo!
Thank you so much, Beth, for filling in for me.
It was
while I was
so
away.
fun.
Thank you.
And we're so excited to have you back. This is not the end of you.
And I'll write letters.
Oh, yes.
Your letter writers have been really good, and they make me want to be a better letter writer so I can
Aw.
practice.
They're very talented and thoughtful.
That's true. You wrote us like our first letter, though, about the Oreos.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. I
forgot about my Oreo kiss. Well, I didn't, who could ever forget that? But
We need some Oreos. Anyways, we will return next week. We're going to start, dun dun dun, Deenie.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that's what we decided on. But
I'm excited to hear
Deenie,
that.
and then we'll do forever after that.
Yeah, I think that's a good plan.
So get your books ready.
Get your back braces ready for those of you that have read Deenie.
Let's all bust out our back braces.
I'm excited. And so that's what's next. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe on Apple Podcasts or iTunes. Same thing.
And then we're also on, Stitcher. I know we have Podbean.
Oh, Podbean. That's cool.
Or even on YouTube.
Yeah. Find us on all the things. Thanks to
Tyler Barber
Yes.
for the theme song.
And thank you again, Beth.
It was so fun.
Beth,
Such a treat.
You have been so great. All right, everybody, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Bye.